Well, welcome back. Let this number wash over you for a minute. In 2021, retail crime cost Tennessee businesses $2.8 billion with a B dollars. $2.8 billion in retail crime. Just last year, the Tennessee Organized Crime Retail Crime Alliance, I should say, was created to combat organized retail crime. And joining us on A Better Memphis now is Jonathan McGraw, who is a member of this coalition and a leader in it. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Joe. Pleasure.
Very good. Welcome to A Better Memphis. And I know that's something you're working for.
Absolutely.
Here in Memphis and Shelby County. First, tell us about the Tennessee Organized Retail Crime Alliance. This coalition was just created last year. Why?
That's right. Because organized retail crime in Tennessee is on epidemic levels. Organized retail crime affects nearly every business across the entire state of Tennessee. It costs millions of dollars in opportunities to make a change, right? And so what we're trying to do with the Tennessee Organized Retail Crime Alliance is make a difference in the communities. We're collaborating between retailers, law enforcement, district attorneys, and elected officials to try to make changes here in our community, especially here in the city of Memphis and all over the state, to make impacts, to change the laws, and to make them tougher so that criminals make the choice not to commit acts of organized retail crime.
All right. So what exactly is considered organized retail crime?
That's a great question. Organized retail crime is a criminal act where one or more individuals, especially retail groups, target retailers and steal high impact or high value products with the intent to turn around and sell that merchandise on the black market or internet marketplaces for a profit. Those profits then are turned into potentially other criminal acts like guns, narcotics, trafficking, and things of that nature.
So the Alliance works with retailers, law enforcement, and community stakeholders. What are the partnerships going? Why are they so important?
They're very important because we need communication. Retailers need to share that information and intelligence with law enforcement, and we want a partnership with the law enforcement agencies and be good business partners with them. But we also want to make sure that our elected officials understand that this is an epidemic and a concern that affects every Tennessean. It also affects every Tennessee taxpayer and accounts for nearly $700 million in lost Tennessee tax revenue.
I was just telling you before our appearance here began that I've been stunned by the boldness of shoplifting rings and their boldness to just go steal a huge amount of material in a very short amount of time and run to a waiting vehicle. It's been astounding. Well, the Alliance also works with lawmakers. State Senator Brent Taylor recently proposed a bill to add new language to the existing Organized Retail Crime Prevention Act. The bill would expand the law to include selling stolen items on social media. How has social media changed this game?
Social media has changed this game because any item that is stolen is easily turned around on the online social media platform. So if you want to look up something specific like a tool or diapers or detergent, you can find that, and a lot of times, not every time, but a lot of times that item may be a stolen item.
Wow. Well, the bill would also increase punishment for the offense of some organized retail crime. What punishments are now in place, and how would this bill change those punishments?
Well, the current laws allow punishment just based on the theft laws. So if a person commits an act of organized retail crime, typically it's just prosecuted as a theft. Could be a misdemeanor if it's under $1,000 or over $1,000 as a felony. This would allow certain offenses to have an increased penalty by one classification in the state theft laws.
All right, so you were telling me before we started the interview that you're a former police officer in Collierville.
Correct.
And so you have that experience. We were discussing recently that Collierville PD was able to stop a shoplifting ring. And we covered that story here on Action News 5 that it ended in an accident, and but a number of people ended up going to jail as a result of that. So you're keenly aware of law enforcement side of this. What other experience do you bring to the table?
Well, I have the unique experience to see both sides of the story. One side from the law enforcement perspective and the other side from the retail perspective as well. So I see how it impacts businesses, and now that I can go back and advocate for those businesses to make sure that we don't impact other things such as making decisions where we may have to close a business and someone loses their job, or perhaps hundreds of jobs, as has happened here in the city of Memphis. So it's very important that we advocate for that and push to change the laws.
Well, Jonathan McGraw, thanks so much for sharing some time with us today.
Thanks. Pleasure to be here.
You are a leader with the Tennessee Organized Retail Crime Alliance, and we look forward to getting to know your organization and wish you great success going forward.